So I went to a concert with my girlfriend over the weekend, and we ran into some people there that she knew. And, you know, you go through the normal introductions of, hey, oh, nice to meet you. What's your name? And of course, I got asked what I do, and I answered with, I'm a freelance photographer. And the mom of the people that my girlfriend knew asked me, so outside of work, what is your favorite type of photography to do? And I thought, and I was like, well, I used to do a lot of portrait work. Haven't done that in a while. Don't really think that that's what I like to do outside of work. And I gave just the cliche answer of when I'm traveling, I love taking photos of the scenery. But in my head, I didn't really like that answer, but I couldn't come up with an answer to really solidify what kind of photography I actually like to do when I'm not working. And it got me thinking, because it seems like the only reason I use my camera nowadays is simply because of a monetary value. It's whether I'm being paid to use my camera or I'm doing something like this, but then there's still the value of like the vanity metrics of like likes and views and stuff, and the reward that the money or the views give you is the only sort of validation that has been rewarding me using my camera. And I did not like that. Honestly, I can't remember the last time that I went out and just had fun shooting for the simple fact of taking photos or making a video without the background intention of this is going to be going on Instagram, so I have to think about how I shoot it. Like, honestly, like, it's probably been years, because even when I first started taking YouTube seriously several years ago, everything I went out and shot video-wise was to go onto YouTube. And I think that's kind of sad. And I was a bit disappointed in myself because of that. And I realized that I feel probably a lot of us can relate to this, is because we, at least for me, maybe this is how you feel too, is if now that I'm freelancing and I'm doing this full time, so much of the reward, how do I word this? Because I got into freelancing, I thought I was getting into it purely because it's what I've always wanted to do. But it has slowly shifted into being how much money I can make. Because I know the bar is higher and the earning cap is much higher than the job I was in. So that has become my main focus every single day, is how can I make more money? Honestly, like that has been the goal for the last at least 4 months, if not 2 years, of the reason I wanted to become a freelance photographer and filmmaker and do social media and all this stuff, is simply because it has become a financial and vanity metric based endeavor. And like I said before, I don't like that. That's really disappointing, and I'm disappointed in myself, because when I was younger, photography was an outlet. It was so fun to just go and take photos, and they just lived on my camera, or I'd put them on the computer or whatever. But as soon as it became this thing that I want to do for work, and then you educate yourself and you realize there's a lot of money to be made in it, it just became this money obsession. And it makes me sad, because I almost don't even have a desire to use my camera unless it's going to be for a reason to move me forward in those metrics. And that scares me a bit, because it's an art form that I love, and I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose the artistic side of this thing that has been a major focus in my life for maybe even like 10 plus years. I don't want to lose that love of it. I don't want to be chasing this simply because I want to get paid a lot of money. I've also found that being a freelancer or being self-employed or whatever, in the early stages when you aren't insanely busy, I've learned that it is incredibly important to have a daily structure and routine, because I can go like a couple days without shooting anything or leaving my house, and that definitely wears on you. So I created this daily non-negotiable list of everything I have to do every single day, no matter what. And it's just like things like, obviously you probably just saw it, but no screens till 9, 4 hours of focused work, no distractions. Get outside early is best. I love getting out in the morning, going for a walk or going to shoot some hoops at the park or whatever. Create something every single day. I don't care if it's the weekend. Exercise every day. And that's between lifting weights and volleyball for me. And no screens an hour minimum before bed, because I value my sleep. And if you're self-employed in the early stages and you're struggling with especially habits that you're not a big fan of, like I really struggle with my screen time when it comes to Instagram specifically and to just social media and entertainment. Having something like this really helps, and looking at it every single day, I found that that's been a big key for me in having successful days, just mentally, because I find if things don't go the way I want to in a day, my day's ruined, right? Like I feel down on myself, yada, yada, yada. Even if there's like no monetary win, which is another thing that's been challenging with freelancing, is it's not consistent monetary wins. It's big wins separated, which is very hard for me to wrap my mind around sometimes as an ex-employee. But yeah, having a system that you can have small wins every day in any aspect of life is so important, especially when you have downtime. But yeah, some things I've been really thinking about recently. And I shaved because my girlfriend wanted me to. So yeah, see you in the next one.